All right, guys. My first class I actually get, because I'm taking the degree, remember, is in 20 minutes. I basically, oh, perfect. I got the email from I started interviewing basically the people so I could actually interact with, I started interviewing the designers to see like which people are kind of like work with, workable with and whatever it is. But that's 1, 2, 3. Let's shoot for a video before the class starts. I'm not going to talk about art. I'm not going to talk about silence or emptiness. I'm not going to talk about, oh, that's basically it. I'm going to talk about my new tattoo. No, I have to talk to you about the business first and my startup. Entertainment as life itself would actually work, but I think we're not ready for this simply because it just comes out as a delusional. I feel like if I say it, although I really think I should like. All right, so I'm gonna do that, but later tonight. Okay, branding people, crossing the line, the plan for my actual startup, amazing. Explain the journey of code. Okay, that would be work. Whatever, man. I'm just gonna do this. So today I was working at the gym. I was working out. And I was moving around, like how you start basically like when you do something and you feel like push yourself, you kind of walk it off and then walk around. And I've been feeling like my back do its thing and my chest kind of like go to its place. Almost every single thing about my body is getting better and better. The workout I'm choosing is a bit, I want to say, aggressive towards a healthy spine. And it's been beautiful. But it came to me. So, like, I don't know if anyone knows this. Okay, so I'm going to stand up. If anyone knows this, this is the Jolly Roger of the Flamingo in One Piece. So I've been reading One Piece since 2007. So I told you this once before. I was basically a nerd or basically an anime geek before it was cool. So to hell with all of you. I'm joking, but yeah. So there's a speech done by Doflamingo that fucking just changed my view of the world. And the speech goes like this, out of memory, right? Like I'm discussing it with you out of memory. You think the pirates are evil? You think the Marines are righteous? Children born to peace have different values than children born to war. This here is neutral ground. And do you think justice will prevail? Of course it will, because whoever wins will become justice.
So whoever wins becomes justice, and that's his speech. Now again, it's an anime. It's One Piece. And remember, right now I'm recording this on the 8th day of the 11th month of the year 2023. And at this current moment, it's been 30 days since our neighboring country to the south has been bombed to shit by basically Israel. Um, Again, it's not that I don't have opinions, man, about this, but I understand human nature. I think to a point for me to be like, no, okay, uh, these things happen all the time. But then this is what triggered in my head to remember that speech, and I have it tattooed in my head. Because for me, it's a firm conviction that justice literally shifts. Who can look at the morals of the people in the States right now versus the morals of people in Europe versus the morals of people in Russia versus the morals of people in Asia. Like culturally, human beings get to decide whatever the fuck they want, and as long as enough people are behind this, it's the community feel, it's the mass, it's the group think. As long as enough people are behind this, then they can do whatever the fuck they want. But anyways, the same series, One Piece, there's an arc where they actually go to like they want to release the land of the samurai, and there's a tyrant over there that's basically doing whatever he wants, killing people, starving people, and being a complete cunt. He was. But a scene got to me at the beginning of the introduction to the actual arc, to the country that they're about to like fight and grow, save, and all these things. as they are actually getting introduced, as we are getting introduced to the country, what happens is they show us a school where they are teaching about the great tyrants. And that guy is basically being hailed, and the new generation is being taught that this guy is great and amazing, and the people before him were horrible. Sounds familiar? This is practically the history of humanity. But then what happened is after the battle is won and the tyrant is killed, beautifully as well, and the good guys win. Naturally, because the tyrant wants to keep all the food, but the good guys wants to share food with everyone, right? So the good guys are, we care for them to win, and we care for them to become justice. We don't care for the other people to become justice because those people are very much restricted in terms of how they benefit us. It's not about being on their side. It's literally about they either take care of you or you don't. While the other side is more like, we all get to do whatever the fuck we want kind of thing. And that's basically what kicked me in the basically in the brain was when they won, they show you the same scenes. It was a full episode of the same scenes where people are kind of like lying about, yay, our leader is great, and trying to not get killed from that saying. On the other side, they're saying, thank God our leader now is great. Before it was horrible. Like the truth is kind of like shifting, or whatever they thought was truth, or whatever was we were seeing as the truth. But the main thing that got to me was the fact that in the school, when they were teaching about the old tyrant as a good guy, they show you the teacher going like, no, 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 all of that were lies. Now I'm going to teach you about the real truth. Fancily enough, it is the truth, but designed there's always a design behind it. There's always a subtle propaganda that's biased towards how people themselves are interested in telling the story, right? There's a unique added value that we get, that we just like input into this world. And whoever wins becomes justice, I think, is one of the most profound philosophical statements that humanity could actually discuss. Because if you're smart enough, strong enough, motivated enough to express to the world how you see it, then basically people will follow you, stand by you, and eventually basically make all the decisions based on your philosophy, thought process, or structure. And anywhere you go, anywhere you look, you're always going to find people that are attempting to do this, or the people that have given up on doing this, or people that are just being tyrannical about it. And small pockets, like you can see abusive people within like friend groups, and you see abusive people within like bigger fucking societies. There's always that like energy of people trying to be the ones that represent this kind of like their own form of justice, their own form of morals or morality or approach or engagement towards the world, towards the actual design of the world, towards the actual structure they want to implement and utilize in the world. So almost every single thing about us is a testament towards what we want to actually show, what we want to express, and how we want to show the world our own form of justice. Again, man, it's like there's a literal genocide happening at the south of the border right now. And if they play their cards right with the media, they literally will be the unsung heroes, even though they are mass murdering people that welcome them. 80 years ago when they themselves were being mass murdered. Whoever wins becomes justice. Sounds very poetic, but it's not really. It just shows that even the people that have to do good, they need to be they can't be naive about it. Because the people that are not interested in these things are nothing but, are, are everything but naive. Whilst the people that want to do good are all smiles and like, no, it's okay, we'll get along, we'll understand each other. And the reality is that's everyone gets taken advantage of because of that. I think Jordan Peterson once said it, you don't have to be nice, just be a decent, good person. Just being nice gets you stepped on. Being a good person means you know when to be a fucking cunt and an asshole, and when to just smile and be the best version that people would want around. It's an anime, he goes back to it. It takes him about 500 episodes to go back to the same concept, and he literally showed it to us. Like at first there was justice and another justice. Like there's a brilliance in there that's like fascinating. But again, I did it as a tattoo. We can have this discussion sometime in the future as well. Why the fuck not? But anyways, thank you for today.